from Shane Paul Coward. Absolutely disgusting what Israel is doing to the peaceful and unarmed Syrians who just want to help their brothers and sisters in Palestine. Israel is an international disgrace. The entrenched Israeli position is both immoral and completely indefensible. Your country is committing genocide, 26 civilians and growing by the day. Please don't come back saying they want to hurt Jews and that you have to defend, etc. Look at the statistics. Israel is the aggressor and the oppressor. They will not negotiate or move their position at all. In fact, they demand more and more. The whole world can see what's going on, unquote. You know, this is really such a typical example. The Arab Muslim Nazis have, the Muslims in general, have 63 million square miles of land. 67 Muslim countries have 63 million square miles of land. The Jews have one little tiny pipsqueak country that is 21,000 square miles of land. Now, Muslims, of course, are not very good at math, so let's break that down for the Muslims. Let's break down what that means. That means that the Muslims have more than 3,000 times as much land in the world as the Jews. The Muslims have more than 3,000 times the land that the Jews have. The Arab Muslims alone have more than 600 times the land. But the Muslim world in general, if you count the whole Muslim world, more than 3,000 times the land that the Jews have. 67 countries. And this one little, tiny little pipsqueak country, the Muslims are marching on the borders because they want to overwhelm the country. They want to take over the country and destroy that one little country. And they're openly saying they want to march into Israel so that Israel will have a Muslim majority, and that'll be the end of the Jewish state. There'll be no Jewish state, and the Muslims will destroy the Jewish state. And this is what this filthy piece of garbage, Shane Paul Coward, is calling for here. By the way, there is no Palestine. You talk about Palestine. There is no Palestine. There are no Palestinians. Complete lie. The Muslims themselves always said that. And now, from Patriot Radio Militia, the Jewish people as a whole will be its own messiah. It will attain world domination by the dissolution of other races and by the establishment of a world republic in which everywhere the Jews will exercise the privilege of citizenship in this new world order. The children of Israel will furnish all the leaders without encountering opposition. Unquote, Karl Marx, in a letter to Baruch Levy, quoted in Revue de Paris, June 1st, 1928. Unquote. Well, I don't know. I don't know when or if Karl Marx said this, but this just shows what a Nazi Karl Marx was. And I'm glad that you, as a Jew-hating Nazi, are quoting Karl Marx. Obviously, you agree with him. Being a Jew-hating Nazi, it makes sense that you would agree with Karl Marx because Nazism is National Socialism. Nazism stands for National Socialism. So you believe in socialism. You're a left-wing Nazi, just like Karl Marx was. Karl Marx was a vicious Jew-hater, and I'm glad you're pointing this out. I'm very glad you brought this quote up because this just shows that Karl Marx was a vicious Jew-hater. Look how anti-Semitic Marx was. Marx wrote a book called World Without Jews where he called for the extermination of the Jews. Does anybody know that? Marx wrote a book called World Without Jews, where he called for the extermination of the Jewish people. Is anybody aware of that? I mean, he was a Nazi Jew-hater. And of course, you have sick, self-hating Jews who are Marxists, despite that, who also want to destroy their own people. That's another story. But Marx was clearly a Nazi Jew-hater. And now we go to Alinao Mankind, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce this. All the think tanks and even Indians have accepted that Pakistan has 3 times more nuclear weapons than India. India Raw and or RAW and American CIA have accepted that Pakistan's missiles are 100 times better than India. 2/3 of Indian missile tests have failed, where all Pakistan's missiles tests have been successful. Indian atomic scientists themselves said that Indian nuclear tests were failed because the yield was much lower than it was predicted, whereas Pakistani tests were success, unquote. You keep living in your little fantasy world. Your nuclear bombs are dangerous. I think it's very dangerous that Muslims have any nuclear bombs. But India has 10 times as many nuclear bombs as you have. And Indian nuclear bombs are much more accurate, much bigger and much more accurate than what you have. What you have is primitive compared to India. Your Muslim country, Pakistan, is a miserable little garbage can. India is growing. Its economy is growing and prospering. Your miserable little garbage can country of Pakistan isn't getting anywhere. You're not getting anywhere. So the next time I'll be happy to see your family next time. I'll wave on TV next time I see your family floating by in one of the floods in Pakistan. Every time it rains in Pakistan, all the Pakistani homes that are built like sandcastles all fall apart immediately. You're so damn lazy you don't even build a home that can sustain any weather at all. So the slightest little rain, your house falls apart and the whole family is floating by. You always see all these Pakistani families floating by in all of these floods. Your country is a garbage can. Your country is a joke. You are a joke. And the fact that you have nuclear bombs is very dangerous for the world because you are lunatics with an inferiority complex and with an insane jealousy for non-Muslims. Look at how jealous you are of the Indians because they're better than you. They're superior to you. In every way, they're superior to you because they're not Muslims. They don't have that religion that makes people retarded. And so you're jealous of Indians.
Benatu Chabib Amar Hashem Melkecha Amar Hashem Melkecha